Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials, a Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of preseason training videos for 2026, and we're going to be focused on kicks. Now, 11% of all of our plays are kick plays, but with the complexity, it takes much more than 11% of our officiating energy. So let's be prepared for all kick situations. And for those wanting a deeper dive on the scrimmage kick formation numbering exceptions, I refer you back to our first preseason training video. Now, as I hope you've seen, Ron Snodgrass has been named the National Coordinator of Officials, and Matt Young has been named the Secretary of Rules Editor for NCAA football. Both are good men, highly accomplished officials on the field, and they are success stories off the field. They have my complete support, and I trust that they have yours as well. For me, it's been the honor of a lifetime to be your Secretary of Rules Editor and National Coordinator. Many great memories, and I thank you. With that, let's look at some kicks.
We start with a two-play vignette. Now we have a kickoff with 6 seconds remaining in the game. The kicking team is up by 3 points, and we must be ready for anything on this kick. Now, the kick is deep into the end zone, but the receiver's going to decide to bring it out. We wind the clock when the return man gets back in the field of play. He throws cross-field. It's a backward pass, and the line judge signals properly. The ball hits the pylon. The line judge stops the clock and properly signals safety, and the clock is at 0. Now, replay is going to come in and stop the game and take a look at this from a clock perspective, and we get a nice, calm announcement by our referee.
After review, the ruling of a field of a safety is confirmed. There'll be 2 points awarded to Ole Miss. The ball hit the pylon and there was 1 second remaining on the game clock.
Oh boy.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 second. It'll be a free kick from the 20-yard line.
And as we look at the ball hitting the pylon with the superimposed clock, it is clear there's 1 second remaining. So we'll reset the clock and have a free kick from the 20. Our second play in the vignette is the free kick after safety, and the kicking team is down by 5 points now. They're going to try an onside kick. The kick rolls around and is finally recovered by the kicking team while the player is down. And we never start the clock, which is good, and the covering official goes straight to a stop the clock signal. Now, that's supported by our approved ruling 332 Roman numeral 8 that outlines many onside kick clock scenarios, but clearly states that if a player makes a clean recovery with a knee on the ground, no time will run off the clock. So the kicking team, now they can line up with 1 second left and run a play. This was an amazing set of events handled very well by the crew. Play 2, we're going to get a field goal attempt. Now, the snap is clean, the kick is up. Many think that it's good initially, but we signal no good. Now, from the first replay, we see that the ball, it's clearly above the top of the upright. It begins to drift to the left, and it's hard to tell from these angles the precise moment the ball crosses above or inside the upright. And then we're going to get a look from ground level behind the goal, and it's still tough to tell, but it looks like the ball is over the upright when it crosses. And we know by rule to be successful, the ball must pass between the uprights. And if it's higher than the upright and it's over the upright, the kick is no good. TV angles can always be deceiving in these situations, but the official looking straight up the upright has the best view in the house, and I'm going to go with him. No good. One final note on this play from a replay perspective concerning field goals. If the ball is higher than the top of the uprights as it crosses the end line, then the play may not be reviewed. Play 3 is a punt, and the punt team is in a clear 2x2 formation, so they would be taking advantage of the new numbering exception rule for this year. And as we look at the kick, we see number 16 of the kicking team. He's going to catch the ball near the goal line, and he flips it back, and our hatless side judge spots the ball at the 2-yard line. We see from the first replay, number 16 comes from out of bounds and catches the kick before it crosses the goal line. The spot at the 2 is a good spot. Since number 16 possessed the ball there, the flip back is really not considered because the ball is dead when caught by the kickers. In fact, a reverse angle view gives a good look at the possession by number 16. Now, we know by rule if a player of the kicking team goes out of bounds during the scrimmage kick play, he can't return in bounds. But the exception is if a player is blocked or forced out of bounds, he may return. And so the play here by number 16 is a legal play. Clearly he was forced out and came back in. It's good work by the side judge. Well done. Play 4 is an unusual play. We see that the punt team is snapping at or just short of the minus 15. And the punter, he kind of hesitates, then he starts to run, and at the last second, he punts the ball away. It's high, it's kicked out of bounds. But as we go back and take a look, we see that the kicker, his entire body and the ball is beyond the neutral zone when toe meets leather. So this is an illegal kick and a good job of the crew to get this. Now, let's listen to the announcement.
Ruling on the field is that the ball was kicked beyond the line of scrimmage. By rule, that results in an illegal kick. Kicking team. By rule, that's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be first down, Iowa.
By rule, it's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, and it includes loss of down. It's a good announcement, but let's include the loss of down component in the announcement for clarity. And also, because by rule, this is a live ball foul that causes the ball to become dead, and since this foul causes the clock to stop immediately, there is an option for a 10-second runoff. And the kick, the toe met leather at 45 seconds, we reset the clock to that point, so that's good. And the offense is going to decline the 10-second runoff, and so they're going to snap the ball with 45 seconds. So really, this crew handled this play very, very well, and it was an unusual play. It would have been next level to get the 10-second runoff as a part of the initial announcement as well, but handled overall very well by the crew. Play 5, the kicking team is backed up to the minus 20 after the penalty for an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on the touchdown play. Now the kick is deep. We get some sort of signal from the return man, and then the ball hits the ground, and number 8 recovers it, and the crew shuts the play down. Now as we go back and isolate on the receiver, he gives a really poor fair catch signal. We would consider that an invalid fair catch signal, as it doesn't meet all the requirements of a valid signal. And the invalid signal deprives the receiving team of the opportunity to advance the ball. But if he were to catch the kick, we would still put the ball in play at the 25, even with the invalid signal. But here, the ball hits the ground, he recovers, not catches the kick, so the receiving team will put the ball in play at the spot of the recovery, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there. Play 6 is a good alert from the crew. TV comes in late, but the crew shuts the action down, and we get an excellent announcement from our referee.
Illegal substitution, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Now, as we go back and look at the formation, clearly they're not in a 2-by-2, so for this year, the kicking team would have to have 5 linemen numbered 50 to 79 for this to be a legal formation. But this is good alert by the crew, as the kicking team has 12 players in the formation. They shut the play down and penalize the offense. We have a lot to do on kicks, but the crew does a good job here, sticking to their routine and making sure they get their counts. Well done. Play 7, it's a punt, and we get a late fair catch signal by the return man, and then we get contact, and the back judge gets his marker down for kick catching interference. And as we go back and take a look at the replay, and remember, the receiver gets protection whether there's a signal or not. And here, number 80 of the kicking team, he enters the area defined by the width of the receiver's shoulders extending 1 yard in front of him, and this is a foul regardless of the signal, as we said. In fact, number 80 makes contact with the receiver before the ball arrives. This is a clear foul and a good reaction by the back judge. Well done. Our last play is a reminder about resetting the play clock. We see a kickoff here into the end zone. TV stays with the action for a few moments, and we see the play clock. It does not start early. In fact, it's very deliberate. Now, the team is very slow on the sideline, but we see they're in the huddle with 17 seconds remaining, and the clock is going to go from 17 all the way down to 0, and we get a call for delay of game. Now, the coach wants a reset, but let's review the reason for the rule and the reset. The rule is in place to keep the game moving And before the 40-second play clock was on free kicks, the offense and defenses were very slow, and this rule was adopted to maintain the pace of the game. Now, by rule, we should reset the 40-second play clock anytime it's running and is below 25 seconds before the ball is ready, and we should use good judgment, especially on kickoffs, if there are any circumstances that could have caused a delay. But here, the offense had plenty of time. They were just slow in the operation, and this is a correct call for delay a game. Let's do a good job early in the game with both teams, but especially the offense, of communicating so they get in rhythm and we minimize the opportunity for a delay of game. Well, that's it for our preseason kick plays. Let's be sure in our first pregame to cover all situations that can happen with kicks so we're prepared as a crew. Let's also do a great job communicating on our new numbering exception rule. Remember, the team must line up initially in a 2x2 formation or have 5 players numbered 50 to 79 on the line of scrimmage. If they don't do one of these two things, it's a foul for an illegal formation. Best of luck to all.